Greetings, I am Frank McDonald, Instructional Officer for Secondary Science, and welcome back to part 5 of this 5-video series for pulling and prepping data for grouping mats. In this video, in this episode, we are going to look at how to pull the names off of our spreadsheet that we've gotten from Microsoft Excel and plug it into our grouping mat, which is also on Microsoft Excel. Sounds easy enough, but there's a couple little things that we need to discuss to make it even easier for you. So let's get started. I am going to open up my, this is our spreadsheet that we've been working on the whole time. It's already formatted as a table. It's already color coded. So let's get started with pulling names. So we want to kind of figure out who is where. So let's do this. I am going to organize, actually I'm going to do this. I put all the students back in order. Students are back in order. I want to filter by teacher. When we look at this, it's probably going to be done by teacher. So I'm going to filter. We've already picked on Miss Cruz, and now we're going to pick on Miss Hernandez. So we're going to filter for Miss Hernandez, and we can see that now these are all of Miss Hernandez's kids. And now we need to look at a specific SC. I am interested in, we'll just say, here's a readiness standard 6-3E. This is where I want to start. So I want to start with the kids that, we'll say the mastery kids. Let's start with that. I'm going to click from largest to smallest. And now we can see that this column has been put in order and the kids have been moved around with it to show master. In this case, this is now approaches. And then we have did not approach. So here we go. So this is what I want to do. First thing I want to do is I want to highlight our mastery kids. So here's a kind of I can start to click here and drag down, and I will highlight the students' names, and we can see that it is being highlighted because it is turning gray. But here's just a little tip, a little tidbit, and I'm gonna go over to the 6-3E column, and I'm just gonna scroll down until I run out of hundreds, and then I'm gonna come back across, and I can see here are the kids that I have. So those kids are there. Now I am going to right click and I'm going to get the option to copy. So I'm going to copy them. All right, we're done with that. Here's the next step. At the bottom of your screen, and you don't see it on this screen here, on my screen, there is a search bar that has a magnifying glass. And I want you to type into that, click on that search bar and type in the word Notepad. And this app is going to pop up. So we are going to click on that app. And I'm pretty sure you're asking me, Frank, why are we opening up a notepad? Well, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to right click on this notepad and I'm going to click on paste. And now these kids have been pasted into this notepad. The reason I'm doing that is because we have just copied multiple cells on an Excel spreadsheet, and our goal is to paste all those cells into one cell in our grouping mat. It doesn't work like that. So we are going to put it onto the notepad, and now we are going to recopy it, copy, and we are going to go to our grouping mat, and we have the ability to paste it into one cell now. Now, let me go over this real quick. Just a couple of things that you want to know about your grouping mats. Your grouping mats are formed as a table as well. So you have your marking period, your TEKS, and then you have 3 different levels, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Now the numbers can be altered. They can be changed if you want to use masters. In this case, I showed an example of how I plugged in masters, so 79% or higher. Maybe you use masters, meets, approaches, and did not approach. We could throw in another column. But just depending on how you want to tier the kids, it's up to you guys. You have that I think you should have a little bit of freedom to kind of alter that. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you. You can filter out by marking period. So maybe I want to look at everything in marking period 2. And I do see that there is one column that has all 4, one option that has all 4 marking periods. So some SEs might be ongoing, taught all throughout the course of the year. So I want to kind of include those. I can see that they're color coded. The dark green or the green is our readiness standards. The yellow are supporting standards. And these blue guys, of course, they're ongoing. They're process standards. So that's going to be covered all year long. So, but I don't want to look at 2 I want to look at marking period 1. So I'm gonna add those in. So now I'm looking at marking period 1. The next thing I want to do is I want to go and I want to filter for one specific teak. Now we are working with 6.3E, so I'm going to unclick select all. I'm going to scroll down to 6.3E because that's the SC that we're working with. I'm going to click OK. And now you can see that it is completely filtered and we are just looking at our one SC and we have our 3 columns for our kids. So here is where it can get a little sticky. So I'm going to show you what not to do first, and then I'm going to show you what to do second. So I'm going to click on the cell, and then I'm going to right click, and then I'm going to paste. Well, I did it. I pasted that list of kids, but wait a second. I had like 15 kids, and now I only see one name. And if I try to filter, I only see one name in that cell. Is this a problem? Well, of course it is. So watch, I'm going to show you what happens. I'm going to unfilter again. I'm going to select them all. And now when I select them all, oh, I figured out where those other kids went. They are in here. So I want to make sure that I put them all into one cell. So these kids got separated. So I'm going to just highlight those and I'm going to delete them. I am going to go back real quick to my notepad just to make sure I have everything copied. I'll right click on that again. They're already highlighted. I'll copy. And now I'm going to filter for 6.3E one more time. I'm going to show you the right way to do this. And now I'm going to go to the cell, but I'm not just going to only click one time. I'm going to click 2 times. So now I've double clicked into that cell. How do I know? Well, I can see that my cursor has changed, and now I have a flashing cursor, an additional cursor that is there. So now I can right click and I can paste, and boom, I have one unbroken cell showing all the names in it, and I can click anywhere else, and now I can see that those names are associated with this teak. Magic. There are my master students. I know that these kids have mastered 6.3E. So let's go back. Let's find our approaching kids. So they already are in order. So now I want to highlight all the kids that are in yellow. So I'm going to go down this way. And I'm going to come back to this area. I'm looking at student 186, and I'm going to copy. Back to my notepad. Where's my notepad? Here we go. I can get rid of those. I'm going to delete those. And now I'm going to paste my new list. There they are. My new list is pasted. Now I need to copy my new list again. Now onto my grouping mat. And this time I'm going to double click into the cell. I can know I double click because my cursor changed here and I have a flashing cursor there. And I'm going to right click and I'm going to paste into the cell. And there they are. So now it opened it up a little bit more. And now I'm going to go back and capture all my kids that did not approach. So I'm going to scroll down to my list. I see starting here at 0, and I will scroll down. And now I can right click on this, copy, back to my notepad, delete those, paste my new list. Yep, got a new list of kids. I'm going to copy this list. Let me start at the bottom, go to the top. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go back to my grouping mat. I'm going to double click in the cell. Am I double clicked in the cell? Yeah, I have a different cursor. I see the flashing cursor, and I'm going to paste into here. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. My kids have now been grouped for 6.3E. This is the area that they are in, so we can see. Now at this point, this is only the beginning. We've identified the kids and where they're at. We've identified the SC, but now we have to start doing a little bit of a deeper dig to figure out why are these kids in these areas? What made these kids approaching? There was 2 questions. They got one right, but they got the other one wrong. How was that question written? How was that teak addressed? Here are our other kids. They missed both the questions. How were those critiques addressed? What were their misconceptions? What options did they pick on the test? That can tell us a whole lot of stuff too. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Taking students' names from your reports on Excel spreadsheet and plugging them into your grouping mats. There it is. So we can unfilter this one last time, and we can see there it is in the middle of this. It kind of skips a little bit because it is a big cell. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching the video. If you guys have any ideas or want to share anything with us, please reach out to us. You know where to find the IOs. But thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye.